Okay, I just watched Evil Dead Rise, the new Evil Dead movie in the franchise series, whatever you want to call it, and I'm very excited because I have been very much looking forward to this since it was announced, but a little difficulty in my life getting to movie theaters right now. So, been waiting for it to come to a home release. And okay, yeah, so that's enough about that. So let me just say, in my opinion, even a bad um, addition to the series, to the movies, TV shows, whatever you want to call it, anything, is still a good Evil Dead thing to me. I love this franchise. This is, first of all, Army of Darkness is probably my favorite movie of all time. Evil Dead 2 is a very close second. It could be interchangeable. I know a lot of people didn't like Army of Darkness because of the campy comedy aspect of it. I love that. So when they remade the series back in, I believe it was 2009, maybe, when they redid that one, I went to the theaters then because I was able to get to the theaters, saw it in the theaters. Liked it. Bought the Blu-ray immediately when it came back out. I think maybe I watched it once more again. Didn't rewatch it. I've seen the other Evil Dead movies hundreds of times. No hyperbole. So, like I said, very excited for this one. So the bar was set very high. I have to say, first of all, the beginning, which I'm not going to say what happens, but what you find out at the end, once you find that out at the end, masterful. I that was just wow. Okay, so I have to say, out of all the Evil Dead movies I've ever watched, maybe Evil Dead 2, because I watched it when I was a lot younger, um, actually terrified me a little bit when they were, tramping through the cellar and trying to, find the pages of the book and blah blah blah. And that was a little scary then. This takes the scariness factor of that and, in my opinion, multiplies it by 10. I was very much on edge the entire movie, knowing that what I know of the Evil Dead franchise is that you pretty much, especially if you're making a proper kind of reboot or moving on to move into new territory, you cannot kill these things. And when you think you're gonna kill them, you're just gonna let your guard down. They're gonna come out, they're gonna multiply, and then you're gonna have more of them. It's worse than a zombie apocalypse because at least with zombies they have to constantly move around and stuff. This, a lot of times they'll play possum in Evil Dead, which I love about that. And Sam Raimi, and then also bringing on Bruce Campbell for this, really, really, I really love that because it really takes that whole, we're not going to ignore our history and what the fans love, but obviously, listen, you can't keep putting, although I would have definitely loved to see Bruce Campbell in there. You need to move on and move the story forward, somehow. And I felt that they did that very well here. The kind of reboot that they did in the newer one in the cabin, I felt that they kind of just tried to remake the originals and then just do it at a modern day telling. This, they were expanding on the lore that you get from the TV shows, where basically there is a whole bunch of lore that goes on. And if you've played the Evil Dead video game, you know there's a lot of fan service there, but it kind of takes a lot of that lore and a lot of that terror and brings it in there. So I obviously I would definitely say that this was a very, very high praise treat for this as my verdict. If you didn't guess already. Very happy I watched it. I will say though, I am a little bugged out in the setting, being it's not in a cabin and it's in a modern setting. So it being in a modern setting, it's kind of like, ooh, that could happen anywhere now. It is not just a thing that happens in that cabin anymore. It can go anywhere and any way. And I like the way that they kind of gave you a quick idea of why they were able to basically bring it to this setting and it's not in that cabin anymore. Well, it may still be in the cabin if you caught that little glimpse in the movie. But yeah, I don't want to give away. I will say, very, very good movie. I have talked on way too long. This is Casual Noob Saibot with his triumphant return. Thank you for choosing a movie that I said, what? You want how much? Sure, I can pay that. Yeah. What do you want? Here's my wallet. Casual Noob Saibot signing out.